my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, I hear something. No way. It's him. It's him. He's right there. He's huge. So lately we've been making some pretty good progress out here on these feeders. And the way that we've been doing that is by taking down as many does as we possibly can in these feeders. And well, today I'm going to be checking to see what our herds are like. Look at this. Look at this right here, you guys. We took down a ton of muley doe here yesterday and the day before that. I'd say we took down at least 6 in total. And now we have a giant muley out here. He's a 250 plus buck. But not only that, there's something even more special right over here. Look at this. Right there are 2 beautiful 200 plus whitetail bucks. And we've already been taking down a bunch of does here. Well, now you can see the results. 2 absolutely incredible bucks right there. All right, so as you guys saw, we have not just 1, but 2 massive whitetail bucks. And they come right through here. However, they weren't stopping at that feeder. And I think the reason is because the feeder only attracts to a certain distance. I believe the feeder attracts set out to roughly 300 yards. Well, this particular location here is about 380 yards away from the feeder. So what happened is I went and I tracked down both those bucks and figured out that they bed somewhere up in here. So now they're only 150 yards away from this feeder here. So another thing I did was I actually moved another feeder. So here's the original feeder right here. And we had motion of these bucks crossing right through here, right? And I couldn't figure out why they weren't coming through and stopping at the feed. But the reality is because they actually rest up over in here, which is too far away from the feeder. So we kind of split the distance. And so basically that means that huge 250-inch mule deer, as well as the whitetail, could all potentially come in to this feeder. But first we got to deal with this little situation here. Ooh, more whitetail over there. They were coming into the feed as well. Huh. All right, guys, so we just got into our stand here, and already we have this giant 250-inch muley 25 yards away from us. Now, the whitetail are going to be over in here, and any minute now, they should be coming down to the feed. But I think that before that happens, it wouldn't be a bad idea for us to be able to pull off a shot on this guy. The fact that we have him 23 yards away is pretty incredible. So I do believe we could definitely be able to pull off this shot. It's just he's angled a little bit too much. So we're gonna have to be patient and wait for him to turn. All right, here we go, here we go, here we go. This is gonna be our chance. We just gotta wait till the perfect moment. Oh my god, he's gonna feed again, isn't he? He's actually gonna feed again. So we're still not gonna have an ideal shot opportunity. Not that I really mind that too much. Oh, this lighting is kind of unbelievable. Yeah, that would work. That would actually work. See if we could go right on the top of his neck, right where his neck meets his shoulder blade. Right there. I mean, that was exactly what we wanted. That was perfect. We just smoked him at 25 yards away. And guess what? We got him just barely in time for these whitetail to show up. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, I hear something. No way. It's him. It's him. He's right there. He's huge. Oh, we centered him. Hit him far back, though. Ooh. They came in directly downwind of us. And there's the other one. There's the other buck right there. I don't quite have a shot. He's about 55 yards out from us. Not quite. You know, if we would have waited just a little bit longer, he might have fed right there. But that was one of those things where it was a chance we had to take. So technically we got him here on the feed. So we got all 3 bucks here. But somehow we got to be able to pull off this shot. And I don't know if it's possible. Now we could wait a little bit longer so it gets lighter out. But I don't know if that's going to help us much either. Got this doe running around here. She's getting stuck on some brush. Man, I really wish we would have taken a shot a second sooner. We could have had a perfect double lung shot, but I'm not too worried. We definitely centered him, and he's not going to be going too far. Plus, we already got this giant muley down right here. And now we got this huge buck, which I can actually see him now. Right there. Oh my god, I can see him. He's a little ways out there. 65 yards. Now I can't see him now. There's the doe. And there's the buck. Now, don't get me wrong. We could take a shot through there. Ooh. Absolutely not. Not happening. All right, but what we will do is for surely take a shot like this. 65 yards. Oh, we dropped low. Wait, that actually might help. That might help bring him closer. And is there more deer coming in from over here? I heard something. Rabbits. There's our buck. There's our buck right there. I don't see him though. There's a doe. There's our buck. Our buck is a long ways out now. 75 yards. He's even further than he was before. Now, we can always come back here again in the morning and maybe the wind will be a little bit better. Or we could shift over the tripod to the other side. Then we'll have an even better wind. Now, I think we just might do that, actually. I think we just might do that. Alright, so if we can put our stand right here, then they should come in a lot closer. I mean, it almost worked out perfectly, but hey, the hunt is not over yet. Well, this is actually quite interesting because all of a sudden I heard something come in this direction. I looked up and I seen 3 antelope jackrabbits. They're all within 25 yards away from us, but it says that they're feeding. So I wonder if they're technically feeding off of our feeder. Which also, by the way, there's our buck. Another jackrabbit there. And that's the biggest one. It's a pretty good one. A really good one. Now, our giant buck is right up over in there. In fact, he's right there. But since he didn't come out yet, we got a little bit of time. And I think it'd be really cool if we could kind of smoke this nice jackrabbit in the middle here. We're going to be using the 420s just because I don't remember how to aim with the 300s. Oh my god, I can't even believe it missed. And it didn't even miss like high or low, it literally missed right. It shot between the armpit of that jackrabbit. I mean, it's a tough shot, so I suppose it's good practice, but yeah, unfortunately, we are not going to be bringing that one home. Or are we? Nope, can't see it anymore. Oh my god, you guys, here we go. They're on the way. Here comes our giant buck right there. Oh, there's another buck coming. And another buck coming. That's a 190-inch buck right there. There's a 180 buck right there and a 200-inch buck right there. They're all coming right for us. This time, we shifted over the blind a little bit more. Oh, that's a sweet buck. I mean, honestly, both these bucks are pretty sweet. But this is the giant. So, as I said before, we shifted over our tripod about 30 yards to the other side of the feeder. In this case, these bucks could potentially come less than 30 yards away. Look at this. 34, 34, and 30. Okay, good. Thank God he kept coming. 34 yards away. But wouldn't you believe it? This buck stopped right in the brush. Oh, no freaking way. He just bedded down. He just bedded down right there. Oh my God, that's freaking awesome. Can almost pull off a shot too. Hold on. Oh God. So this helps when you're less than 20, but any more than 20, you can't see anything with it. I can see just barely good enough for a shot there. But it's a little bit too dark out, and I'm not going to risk making a bad shot. Also, I would like to try and double up, because I think if we make a really good shot on this giant buck, then potentially this 180 buck here, or this 200 minus buck, will give us a shot as well. So right there's a 180 buck. He's perfectly broadside at 33 yards. Yeah, I think as soon as this doe gets out of the way and it gets a little bit lighter, we could go for that shot. And then this is the 200 minus here. Though it's bigger than this one, I think this one's cooler because it's wider. Alright, well, let's be patient. He's coming right towards us. He's coming right towards us. Look at this. I don't know what to think at this point, other than the fact that this buck is right on top of us. This one is even closer. We're gonna have to zero in for 20 because they are so close. It's not even funny. Oh, don't turn around on me. Oh! If I would have known that. Oh, there we go. Smoked him. Let me go. Shot him high too, huh? Sheesh. We are off. Well, I knew that shot would have been perfect had we been able to connect. That was very, very interesting. He was coming by perfect, and then he stopped, turned around to go the complete opposite direction, and by that time, we had to take a weird walking shot. Well, we didn't have to. I probably could have just changed the time to morning, but whatever. One of the stories, we got all 3 bucks. Actually, maybe even 4. Boy, that did not go how I wanted it to go. Not even close, aside from this guy. It's going to be a 256 gold, and we got a spine long shot as it was looking at us at 24 yards out. Perfect shot on this beautiful muley. He's got an awesome rack on him there. He's a super, super wide buck, and I'm so glad to be able to have him down. As far as the other ones go, well, they're still good bucks. Huge bucks at that matter, but somehow we weren't quite able to connect like I wanted to, at least. And then this shot ended up being a non-vital hit. I wanted to get a Texas heart shot, but it was a tough angle. Guarantee if we could have used the 600s there, it would have been a heart shot. But these arrows don't have enough penetration compared to the 600s. So then we took this shot in the end for a bonus. And that was a 180. We messed up the shot on that one too. A 180. 32-yard spine shot on him. Then we got an intestine shot on the run with the 257. But awesome buck as well. Then we shot the one that ran off over here, which I'm pretty sure we shot in the intestine as well. might have only gotten liver on it, and if we did, I'll be super happy. But the reality is, I don't even know how we're gonna find him because we don't have any more blood. Here is our giant buck that we shot right in the hindquarter, going perfectly for the intestine and heart. But we were just a little too far back. I would have liked to have been right here, but then again, that could have easily missed everything. If this buck went down right past this hill, then there's a good chance we might have actually gotten a liver shot. Had to have just missed either way. Alright, he ran through here. And he was at 25% right around here. I don't think these tracks are going to help us at all. But you never know. Definitely tracks. Oh, I see our buck. We found him. Alright, let's see. The moment of truth here. Did we get lucky enough? Son of a... Oh my god, was that a giant too? We missed... No, we didn't even miss the liver. That's dead center all day long liver shot right there, and we got robbed. You couldn't have made a much more perfect shot if you're trying to center a deer, because we hit dead center. Literally dead center. And where did it come out? Right on the liver. This right here is the liver. So what happened is we got majorly ripped on that. Still took him down though. But yeah, ½ inch more left and it would have been double lung liver. He would have dropped on the spot. That's crazy. I didn't realize he was that big either. 236. Boy, that's pretty cool though, because that would have been our biggest whitetail. Well, technically it's still our biggest whitetail off the feeders today. He was smart though. He was about to bust us and he would have been gone, so we had no other choice except for letting one fly. And he definitely did. Just didn't quite connect. And that wasn't even our fault. That was the game's fault. That should have been a liver shot all day. All right, after failing miserably at those last two whitetail, I figured we'd try and make up for it by coming to another spot where there could potentially be... All right, now I might lose sight of this coyote that I just saw. Hopefully not, but looks like we still got plenty enough time to be able to take down one of these coyotes without spooking our bucks. Yeah, we might be able to take down a couple of these actually. All right, we're looking at about 250 out there. I don't really want to be able to see that icon. All right, he's got to slow down. Don't know how that didn't hit, but somehow it didn't. Somehow it did not hit. Well, it's a good thing we got a shot off on that coyote when we did, because now we got a bunch of whitetail coming our direction. That's not the one that we want, but it is a good one. We also got a gobbler calling back up over in there too. Now, this whitetail is smart, and sometimes he shows up, other times he waits a long time. Yeah, just due to the fact that I don't know when he's gonna come, I think what we're gonna do is take a shot on this big buck here first, then we'll come back later on in the day and check to see if maybe he shows up. But for the time being, that's a good buck. That is a real good buck. And he just got smoked. There he goes, and there he goes. He's down. Alright, so we got those two there. He actually ran a pretty good ways, but the shot was probably close to 415 yards, so it's kind of to be expected. I'd like to get this coyote, but he keeps on disappearing on me. Oh, he did it again! Oh my god, he's lucky. Ooh, we just spooked that buck. Alright, so now we're gonna come back in a little bit and see if maybe the big guy decides to show himself. Where'd this one come from? Oh my God, there he is. There he is. Oh, look at that. He's showing up right now. That's another huge buck. That's a 180 as well. Wow. So apparently sometimes you just got to take down some animals nearby and the other ones will show up. In this case, the giant. All right, come on. Give us a better angle than that. I don't really want to take a front end angle, but it looks like that's what we're going to be doing. Yeah, we could go for a heart shot. We got one shot left. We better make it count. Oh, I'm shaking like crazy. All right, I'm gonna slide forward, then go back, and try and line up for a perfect shot on our buck. That is not him, but that is. Ooh! Missed the heart, and I don't really think we hit anything that's gonna be taking down that buck. That's the first buck that we shot. 196, and it's a gold, a 375 yard shot. And that shot was kind of amazing, actually. Dead center lung, and he did make gold. But I'm pretty sure that the other one, we're not gonna get so lucky on. All right, why can't I find any blood or tracks from this buck? Well, either way, I found a buck piled up right here. Look at this. And it doesn't seem to have gone too far, unless that's a doe from before. No, that looks like a buck body to me. It is a buck body, and oh my God, we messed him up again. We're 1 for 4. 1 for 4, and that thing was huge. A 231.6. Our shot, just too high. Too high, and from a front on angle like that, we didn't get any penetration. We really didn't. All we needed to do is be another 6-inch lower, and we probably would have connected. Not saying that in real life, if you took that shot, you're not going to get them, because, yeah, you're still hitting something. Oh, man, what a giant. Another giant whitetail. 3 giant whitetails and 1 monster muley. Well, I guess the way to look at it is, at least we got them all. But anyways, that's gonna wrap up this video. I want to say thank you again for all the support and the feedback in the video, in the comments down below. Thank you so much for hitting the hype button. If you really liked the video a lot, make sure you hit the hype button again. It means a lot and it helps out with the algorithm for the YouTube. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. And I promise next time we are not gonna be going 1 for 4 on these things. That's a very rare occasion, actually. Very, very rare occasion.